Train tracks, tea plantations and towering peaks. Welcome to Ella. I'm Susan from This Retired Life, and today we are going to ride, hike and explore Ella, one of Sri Lanka's most magical destinations. We left Kandy heading for the Highlands, where the temperature dropped and waterfalls and tea plantations lined our way. Don't miss the pretty town of Nuwara Eliya, 2.5 hours from Kandy and home to the famous British-style red and white post office. I had fun sending postcards to the grandchildren. Keep watching for more of our adventures in Ella and a great place to stay. Island time is a thing in Sri Lanka. Today we are taking the train up to Ella. We were going to go all the way from Kandy, but our wonderful driver Sanjeev suggested maybe we'd be better just to do half the trip and do some other things in the car. So we stopped at a really nice tea plantation, had a great look around there, found out how tea was produced, got some tea to have a drink, tasty cake, and here we are halfway along the line, ready to take the train to Ella. You'd think that would be a bit exciting, wouldn't you? Well, we waited for a half an hour and then we waited for another hour and the train still hadn't arrived. Then, great excitement. The train was here, we've jumped on, we've got our seats. We're in the air-conditioned section. Maybe from a strategic position that was a mistake. However, we've now been told we need to wait another hour and a half before the train is likely to leave. So we're 3 hours delayed and we only started halfway up the line. And our driver's left us. He said he'll see us in Ella, good luck. He did jokingly say, we said, what happens if the train doesn't come? And he said, oh, don't worry, I'll see you tomorrow. Little did he know that we may well not see him until tomorrow. Not quite so much fun. Anyway, here we are, trying to make the best of it, enjoying the travel, enjoying the scenery, and hopefully we'll get on the train.
Did you know that this is Sri Lanka's most dangerous train? Tourists aiming for the ultimate selfie, hanging out doors and windows and not watching for tunnels often ends in disaster. We opted for first class, which has air conditioning and reserved seating. If you want windows that open but have a reserved seat, opt for second class. If you choose first class, you can still walk into the second class carriage and stand in the doorways if you choose. Third class was chock-a-block and not something that I'd recommend, especially if the train's delayed like ours was and you end up standing for hours.
You are my home, so just let me hold your hand.
We arrived in Ella last night, and when we got here, because of the delay on the train, it was really dark. So imagine our surprise when we opened the curtains this morning and saw absolutely this most amazing view. We're staying at the Hyde Ella, and it is a beautiful place to stay. It's a really short walk into the town. It's got a pool and it's got the most sensational view. So if you're looking for somewhere to stay, put this one on your list because I think it's a really unique and very lovely hotel to stay in.
Just let me hold your hand. Just let me hold your hand. Wherever I go, you are my home. So just let me hold your hand.
This is the Nine Arches Bridge in Ella. It's one of the most famous things that you can see when you're in Ella. One of the reasons it is so famous is that the bridge was built by the British during World War I. Now at that time there was a significant shortage of steel, so this bridge was built using only granite. The British were a little bit sceptical because it was designed by a local Sri Lankan, and they weren't really convinced that the bridge was going to hold up. So legend has it that the bridge designer and his family sat under the bridge the first time a train went across, and as you can still see, the bridge is standing, and it was a bit of an architectural triumph for him. The Nine Arches Bridge is one of the key attractions in and around Ella. If you speak to one of the locals or perhaps a guide, they'll let you know what time the train's coming across, and then you can get some really cool shots of the train. But if you want to beat the crowds a little bit, come early in the morning, take some photos of the bridge when there's nobody here. That'd also be a great way to deal with the bridge as well. Little Adams Peak is one of the must-do hikes when you're staying in Ella. It's located just a little bit out of the town. We got a tuk-tuk to take us to the bottom of the peak, and from there you walk up. It takes about 45 minutes. It was fairly hot. We didn't go first thing in the morning, which if you want to beat the heat, I think would be a really good idea. When we got up there, there's quite a number of stairs that you have to climb. That part of the walk probably took about 45 minutes. When you get to the top, a lovely cool breeze, and the views are absolutely stunning. So really, I highly recommend you pop that on the list, because as you can see from the footage, it really is a beautiful place to be. If you're interested in more extreme type activities like ziplining or swinging out over the forest, you can also do that on the walk up to Little Adams Peak. It's just before the main walk starts. All those sort of more adrenaline fueled activities are all there. Not my kind of thing, but if that's yours, that's the spot for you. If you're looking for a hidden gem when you're in Ella, you might want to have a walk to the Little Ravana Waterfall. It's located about a bit less than 2.5 kilometres from the town. You walk out along the railway line to get there. It's a little bit tricky to find. We kept asking people along the way and pointing to a picture and saying, are we there yet? Are we there yet? And they just kept saying, ask the lady when you get there, she'll show you. So we trotted along the track and eventually we came to a very friendly lady who pointed us down where you could see the waterfall. Some people were swimming in the pools at the top of the falls, but it was just a lovely place to sit on the rocks and enjoy the view. Ella is certainly a great place for beautiful views.
Okay, we've just had lunch in town in Ella. That was very nice at a place called Chill. And then we went searching for the Little Ravana Waterfall. And the directions were fairly shaky on the whole thing. But basically, if you go to the top end of town where there's a rail bridge, and then you get onto the railway track and you walk for a period of, I don't know, we'll tell you at the end. We've done 600 metres on the way back already, probably about 1.5 k's, 2 k's, and we'll put that on the screen right now. And you can go and see a lovely little waterfall, have a bit of a look. There were people swimming in it. That's up to you. We took some photos and had a look, and it was very pleasant.
Yeah, a bit of a signpost on the way. There's a little Buddhist shrine there on the same side as the waterfall. So when you get to the shrine, you know that that's where you've got to turn.
Okay, let's head back, do a bit of shopping and relax by the pool. If you're enjoying these Sri Lankan videos, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss more of our trip as we venture to Sigiriya, Kandy and beyond. And lastly, make sure you make this retired life better than a vacation.